Hello everyone, welcome to the stream, We're just getting started now, getting everything set up and ready. We have 2 systems to build today. Let me just make sure TikTok is fully working. Let me just... Hello guys. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. We have 2 systems to build today. I'm just getting everything all set up because it's our first time streaming. Just give me a few seconds. Just make sure everything is working correctly. Let me know if anything's too loud, like the music or my voice or anything like that, just let us know. Hello, hello. Hello, Smith John, and hello, Ibrahim Shukamakukamaura. Sorry if I can't pronounce that. I'm bad enough to read, I'm terrible at reading anyway. The voice is a little bit too low. Right, give me a second. Right. That might just be me not talking up. It's currently on max, so that's great, isn't it? Mic. Is that a little bit better there? Is that a little bit better? Hello, hello, welcome Miller Cunningham. Welcome to the stream. I'm just getting everything all set up correctly for the first time for our first stream. We have 2 systems to build today, an RX 7600 and an RTX 5060 system. So, does anyone know how to go live on TikTok? I had the button not long ago and I've just completely, it's disappeared now, and I've tried to restart the app and I don't know where it's gone. literally had the button not long ago and now it's all disappeared. The voice is good now. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right. Let me look this up because it's not currently working on TikTok, and I want it to work on TikTok because a lot of our customers are on there. Click go live and start streaming. That button's gone. Am I logged in? I am logged in. I have absolutely no idea why TikTok isn't streaming. Oh, this is terrible. First time and we're not getting anywhere. I'm going to try and restart one more time. Sorry guys, sorry about this guys. Just learning how to do it properly. I followed all the steps online and they all seem to be quite helpful, and the button was there and now it's gone, and I'm trying to sort it out now. Right, I can put YouTube over here for the time being. Right, press go live. Go live is there. Am I missing something? Ah, right. Okay, this might help a little bit. Right, I've got the title screen now, so we're getting somewhere, guys. We're getting somewhere. Right, let me just make sure this is all inputted correctly. Right, save that, and hopefully save. This is dreadful. It might just be because it's the first time. Right, what I'll do is, for the time being, I'll just get this on that screen, just so I can make sure everything's all being displayed correctly. It's been about 10 minutes and I've not done anything. Right. Thank you for tuning into the stream, guys, on YouTube. I'm trying to set up the TikTok stream as well, and it's currently not working. But we have two systems to build today. We have an RX 7600 system and an RTX 5060 system to build as well. And now my mouse has stopped working. There we go. Right. I appreciate your patience, guys, and I know you're still waiting. Right, I have the TikTok live page on the web here. Can I do anything from here? No. I didn't know it was so hard to go live. Oh, there we go. I have the button now. Right, this should fix it. Right, I appreciate your patience, guys. I have the go live button now. It should be all ready to go. I'm just filling in the title and that sort of stuff. Again. Right. Okay, TikTok is now live. Let me get the YouTube chat back up. Right. Hello TikTok, hello YouTube, hello everyone. Thank you for your patience. It took me a while to get to get TikTok working for some reason. The go live button was missing after a little while. But we have two systems to build today. We have an RX 7600 system and an RTX 5060 system to build. Two systems, and yeah, we're going to be building them today. They're two of our pre-builds on our website. One is the Storm system, which is the 5060 system for $899. And then the other one is the RX 7600 system, which is the Heat system. And that one is $649, I believe, off the top of my head. There's a lot of information. I've been working on the website for a little while now, and the pricing I've just managed to nail down recently. So hopefully that's what it is. If it isn't that, I'm sure there'll be some discount codes given out during the stream that we can use to get that price down a little bit. Right. So let me know, people in the TikTok chat and people in YouTube, if you can hear me correctly, if you can hear the music, if it's too loud, if it's too quiet, what's too loud and what isn't too quiet or whatever. Let us know, and yeah, we'll be able to sort that out just as our first stream. Everything's just, we want to make sure everything goes smoothly. But yeah, there's only limited testing you can do before you actually turn up and go live, because yeah, things just don't work sometimes. Right. So I think we've nailed down the YouTube side of things with the help of Ibra, Himish, Ibra. If I call you Ibra, is that okay? Right. Let me know, guys, in the TikTok chat if you can hear me correctly, if you can hear me okay. Yeah, so we've got two systems to build, like I said at the beginning. Two systems, an RTX 5060 system and an RX 7600 system. They're both budget systems on our website. Welcome everyone to the stream. Welcome to everyone to the stream. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started with the builds. I'm not sure why. Ooh, top camera's going off. Not sure why that happened. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, top camera is now back on. Let me just make sure the other camera's not going to go off as well. Right, hopefully they're both okay. Hello, Sammy, how are you doing? Right, two systems. Right, we're going to start off the build on the Asus TUF Gaming A520M Plus Wi-Fi. And for this one, we are going to build our 5060 system first, just because I think that one's going to be a little bit nicer overall. So let me just get the parts ready. So we have the motherboard here. Let me know if you can see everything correctly. I'll move the keyboard out the screen a little bit as well. Right. So yeah, like I said, so Asus TUF Gaming A520M Plus Wi-Fi. Basically, we get quite a good deal on this, to be honest with you, and that's the reason why we use it. Essentially, it comes with all the features that you need straight out of the box. It has built-in Wi-Fi, built-in Bluetooth, an M.2 SSD slot, and 4 DIMM slots for your RAM. So you can always upgrade your RAM later down the line if you wish to. That's the reason why we why we use it. Right, let me get the CPU, because I forgot about that. So for this one, you're going to use the Ryzen 5 5600X, and that's it right there. 5600X going into this build. I don't know if you guys want to learn how to build a PC or if you're just here to see what's going on, but basically you always align the gold triangle on the CPU with the triangle on the socket. In this case, on AM4 CPUs, it's usually this way around, but it's always worth double checking which way you actually do it. And then you just drop it in a little bit, make sure it's all aligned, drops into place on these AM4 CPUs, and then you just push the lever down and secure it into place. Next, we probably want to install the CPU cooler. First, we need to undo these little brackets on the top and the bottom. Hello everyone in TikTok, and hello everyone in YouTube. Thank you everyone for joining. Got two systems building today. This one's an RTX 5060 system. It's actually our Storm system from our website, and that one costs £899. And it's going to be one of our pre-builds. Oh, sorry, no, that's not £899. That's the old price. It's on sale actually for £829 for the time being, and the base price for that one is £849. So you undo these brackets. I'm just putting them to the side for the time being, and then you want to install your, well, we're going to use the Thermalright X120 RGB cooler. It looks a bit like this. You see it in the forward facing camera, and at the top it's just a 120mm RGB tower cooler, and it comes with its own mounting brackets. So this one specifically uses these little pink standoffs, and then you put them onto where you put these little brackets on top of them and secure them with the screws. Hello everyone in TikTok, hello, thank you for joining. Hello everyone on YouTube, thank you for joining as well. All right, let me just double check something's just popped up on my screen. Okay, apparently TikTok isn't happy with me redirecting people to my own website, which they don't seem to have an issue with when it's in the bio, but okay. Got a warning for some reason. Better ignore that one for the time being. Hopefully it's all right. It said it got restricted. YouTube, there seems to be not be any problems. Ibra, what's your limitations in terms of shipping, and like where do you ship or not? Basically, we only ship within the UK mainland, so England, Scotland and Wales for the time being. We did used to ship to Northern Ireland, but they changed the government changed some of the rules recently, and so it's a little bit harder to ship over there. We don't ship anywhere else for the time being, just because obviously shipping is quite expensive on a PC. It costs us roughly £20 to £25 to ship it within the UK as it is, and shipping it across the world is going to cost hundreds of pounds for the most part. For some reason, there's an extra one here. Let's just put that to the side. So yeah, shipping across the world would cost over £100 most likely, and then on top of that, you have duties to pay for the import tax. And you also have your country's VAT to pay as well. So altogether, it's not really worth it. We can't be competitive with prices. If you really want a system from us, unfortunately, it just isn't economical for even us to consider for the time being, unless we have a distribution center set somewhere else. which, yeah, that's not currently happening for the time being. But hopefully soon, at some point in the near future, we can expand and we'll ship somewhere else as well. Oh, mentioning YouTube will get you restrictions to TikTok or babies. Right, okay. Thank you for that, Callum. I'll keep a note of that. I'll try not to mention that again. Thank you for letting me know. It's a bit of a silly thing, isn't it? I'm not redirecting anyone to anywhere. I'm just thanking everyone for commenting or liking the videos or anything like that. Right, so yeah, we're just securing these down with a screwdriver, obviously. You always want to go for a snug, like tight fit. You don't want to over tighten anything because they are quite fragile, these components. They're not as fragile as you think though. They actually can withstand quite a little bit of toughness, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna, you know, it's not gonna be good if you over tighten things anyway. So always be careful with that. Right, they're secured down and time to apply some thermal paste. I like to do, oh, actually, first of all, I need to clean the CPU. Sorry. So, some nice blue roll over here. Oh, it's tearing the wrong way. Right. These brand new rolls always tear wrong. The first layer is always a bit funny. Right, let me put that in the bin. Right. So, realistically, you can probably just use a cloth or this, but we always like to use alcohol just to be a little bit more sure that it's all fully clean. I also like to wear gloves just because it doesn't leave like fingerprints and stuff like that all over the CPU or any other components inside the PC. I know it's wild, they can be really crazy with the restrictions. Yeah, it does seem to be that way, Callum. It's my first time streaming and it seems to be of a, you know, I'm already getting warnings within 5 minutes. Right, just make sure that's all cleaned up. Next, thermal paste. So, I like to do a bit of a line. So, depending on how your cooler is mounted, later on in the stream, I'll show you two of the different types. So, because the cooler mounts this way and this way, it means the middle point is like this tight. It's being tightened from this angle and this angle. So, I like to do a line vertical, which because it will squeeze out that way. Whereas if you install the stock cooler, for example, it mounts from the top to the bottom. So I do a line this way, just a bit of a thing that I like to do. You don't have to do that. A lot of people like the P dots and some people just like spreading it. But yeah, always make sure to undo the sticker at the bottom of your CPU cooler because if you leave it on, you won't have a good time. CPU will start overheating almost immediately. So yeah. Right, then we just lower it down. You can always start this off with just your thumbs and then just make sure that you tighten it. First couple swings left and then couple swings right, just until it stops. Again, as you can see, I'm only using my fingers to tighten it. Don't over tighten it. Just make sure to go all the way down until it stops basically. And that's about it. And that's about it. Right, next fan. So, and I forgot about the clips. Hello everyone, welcome to the live. We're building two systems today. An RTX 5060 system, which is this system that we're currently building, and we also building an RX 7600 system. What is the best 12GB GPU you can recommend? Well, I think the best one, that would be I want to say the 5070. I think that's the best 12GB GPU you can get. It's actually pretty good value. It's been under MSRP for a little while for the time being. If you are looking for more on the budget side, probably a B580, an ARC B580. That's the only 12GB GPU I can think of the top of my head that is pretty decent all around. But a 5070, that's what I would go for. The 5070 really is actually quite a good value GPU. Overall anyway. There are, you know, when I first released, there was a few people complaining about the price or the 12 gigs of VRAM, but realistically speaking, it's kind of in a position where the price just makes sense on it, I think. Like we're not that long ago, I've seen it for retail for about £460 here in the UK, which is about £40 under MSRP. don't know what the current prices of them are because I don't buy through retail. We buy through distribution, which sometimes their prices are above retail at the moment. But yeah, 5070 will probably be the best 12GB GPU I can think of off the top of my head. What is a good sort of benchmark price for somebody completely new looking to get started in streaming? Well, that's a bit of a tough question because you can stream on pretty much anything. We had a comment recently on one of our videos. You can stream on a PS5 if you want to, but it just depends on what kind of quality you want your gameplay to be, or if you just streaming like I am with cameras, you only basically need a good CPU for that and a bit of RAM. So it does depend on what exactly you want from the stream. If you are just looking to stream your gameplay as cheaply as possible, you can probably get away with our £829 system that's currently on sale, which is the Storm system, which is the one I'm currently building. That has a Ryzen 5 5600X, 16 gigs of RAM, a 1TB NVMe SSD, and an RTX 5060. If you want to go higher than that because you want your streams to be good quality, you want to stream your gameplay, which if you play on high settings, that's going to take a hit on your graphics card and that sort of stuff. We do have a stream PC, which is a $1599. And that will pretty much be able to smash through any of your streaming needs at 1440p. So it just depends exactly what kind of settings you want to run your games at and what kind of quality of the stream that you want. But you could go as cheap as possible, realistically speaking, as long as you have a go live button like I didn't at the start of this live stream. You should be all good there. Right. Let me just click this off. Right, that's all now in place. As you can see, fans secured, plugged in. Next up is RAM. So we have 2 sticks of 8GB running at 3200 megahertz. I don't know the cache latency on these actually. Let me just double check. Well, it doesn't say, so I don't know off the top of my head. But they're 16GB, 3200 megahertz. They're going to run most games completely fine, especially with the 5600X CPU that we have in this system. And what you want to do is undo the clips, align the notch in the middle, well, not in the middle, a little bit off center from the middle, align the top and bottom, and then push down on both sides. That's that installed. And let me get my little screwdriver because we're going to install the NVMe drive now. Question mark, explanation mark. I don't know what that means. I don't think I missed anything, did I? Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Building 2 systems today, an RX 7600 system and an RTX 5060 system. This is the 5060 system build that we're doing currently. Do you ship to Northern Ireland? At the moment, no, because they recently changed the restrictions on that. So there's duties to pay, there's a little bit higher shipping costs. And VAT is a little bit different, I believe, for the time being. But we are looking into that. We're going to try and see if I can speak to someone who can do the shipping correctly, because I'm not too familiar with the Northern Ireland shipping. So for the time being, no, but possibly next week or something like that, we might be able to do that once I find out a little bit extra information, that is. Right. For the storage, we are using a 1TB Crucial E100 PCIe Gen 4 NVMe SSD. Now, for those of you who are a little bit nerdy, you'll know this is a PCIe Gen 3 board only, so this will run at PCIe Gen 3 speeds anyway. Now, it doesn't make too much of a difference because realistically speaking, for gaming, you don't really need a fast drive, but it is in there and it can be used if you ever want to later down the line. For PCIe Gen 4, to get the full speeds out of this, you would need a B550 motherboard, which we have in some of the higher end systems that we sell. I think the cheapest one is $899, which is the Blast system. That has a B550 motherboard in there. And when you can, I'll probably going to order one. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully soon, hopefully soon. We are working on that. Like we just launched our new website today. And hopefully we can look into the Northern Ireland shipping because we definitely used to do it, but before all the changes happened not that long ago. And yeah, so we'll see shortly. Hopefully next week. All right, that's the motherboard sorted out. It's time to put it in the case, basically. I don't think there's anything else left to do. We make sure we take the I/O shield out of the box, and that just goes into the back on the case. So make sure always plug that in. Right, let me just tidy up a little bit here. And I'll grab the case. So, this is the case. This one is the CIT Level 5 RGB, and it comes with 3 pre-installed fans, 2 at the front as intake and 1 at the back as exhaust. I know you can't really see much on the top view, but hopefully you can see from the forward view. Right, let me just take the side panel off. Something to screw this in quite tight. You changed your name. Yes, we have. We are now Obsidian PC. Just changed it today at 6 p.m. There's not too much of a reason for it other than basically the business grew a little bit too much, and I used to do it as a sole trader, and now it's a limited company, and I thought it was a good idea to change the name because we also don't do refurbished systems anymore, because unfortunately we can't really provide the same value as I initially intended. If you watch the YouTube video that went up today, that explains it a little bit more in more detail. But basically, yeah, we did used to be called Electro PC, and that was still true about 2 hours ago. So yeah. Right, let me just place this on the side. But yeah, the YouTube video is a good one to watch, just to address a couple of things that are, well, to do with our name change. Right, so that's the glass panel off, and I'm going to take the back one off. Again, the security too tight for some reason out the box. Can the Storm system run Minecraft with shaders? Yes, it can. It depends which shaders you are installing, because mods, they're endless basically. Any shader is a mod technically, and you can install 1,000 shaders and it will break your PC. Well, it won't actually break your PC, but basically, as long as you don't go too heavy on them, it will be completely fine for Minecraft with mods, with shaders and that sort of stuff. You are getting an RTX 5060 graphics card in that, so it will handle Minecraft ray tracing pretty well as well. You got any 3080 builds? Unfortunately not. That is now, I want to say, about 7 years old. And basically they don't do it new anymore, and we only do new systems for the time being. So that's the case. First, what we want to do is, for these types of cases, we want to make sure to pop out these PCIe covers, because these are bendy ones, and for some reason this one's more stiff than normal. Now, the bottom one comes off like that, and then the top one, for some reason, is a bit stiff. There we go. I don't know if you've seen much of that. That's basically removing these 2 little covers. So let's grab the screws. Will any of your PCs run 240 FPS consistent on Fortnite or low settings? If you actually check, if you check the website, we've got loads of benchmarks now, including Fortnite on all. We have 5 games, I believe. So Fortnite, Ark Raiders, Battlefield 6, Rust, and Cyberpunk. Those are all tested medium to high settings. Low to high settings on 1080p and 1440p, depending on which series of the systems you go for. Basically, the Storm system I would recommend for 240 FPS consistent on Fortnite. But yeah, we have quite a few benchmarks now on all the product pages. So if you just scroll a little bit further down, if you click on a product, you have a couple of benchmarks. They're all tested quite a few times by myself, just to make sure they're all accurate. So yeah, that should help you out. I dropped you a message on your website with an email regarding a custom build. That's great. Thank you very much, MA. We'll check it out and we'll respond to you as soon as possible. Possibly after the stream, because no one else is in the office anymore and it's just me, and I'm currently busy streaming. But yeah, hopefully after the stream, and we're going to probably go till about 9 p.m. today. So yeah, after the stream I'll be able to reply to you and give you a bit of a quotation or help with that custom PC. Hi Dark Fox. Hello, welcome to the stream. Is there a discount code? Yes, there is actually. So because you're in the stream, and today is the April 22nd, which is our launch day, if you use the code April 22, I believe. I'll double check that, give me a second. I'm pretty sure it was April 22. You can get £22 off your order. Well, let me just double check this for you. Need to take my glove off. Let me just double check. Stream 22, that's what it is. Discount code is Stream 22, sorry about that. Stream 22 will get you £22 off any PC order on our website until the stream ends, basically. So I think we scheduled it until 10 PM. So basically you have until 10 PM to use that discount code. Do you guys do Klarna payment method? Yes, we do both ShopPay and Klarna at the time for the time being, and they both include paying 3 installments completely interest-free. You can just use that at checkout. You have ShopPay and you have Klarna. Both of them can be used. Just double make sure this is all fully seated. I saw 5090 graphics card for $600 on Chinese website. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be getting much of that shipped out to you if you buy that, but good luck. Air or liquid cooling? Do you mean overall or do you mean in this build? Because it's clearly air cooling. Overall, I would probably say... That's a tough one. I think it just depends what build you're going for, really, because it always looks... It depends what the build is. It looks different in... I forgot the standoff, sorry. It depends what kind of build you're going for. A lot of our systems, we kind of tailored them towards being liquid cooled because I think the general population likes liquid cooled a little bit more. But for me, it just really depends what system, like what the system looks like. Like for example, a liquid cooler wouldn't make much sense in this PC. It wouldn't match the components and it wouldn't really look too nice. Whereas I think the air cooler will look pretty good in this. Right, let me screw in the standoffs. How are the temps on the Storm PC under load? Well, they're pretty good because out of the box, with the 5600X, or the CPU that you get in that, you get a normal box cooler. I'll actually show you. You get one of these. So this is included with your CPU as standard, and we upgraded to something roughly 4 times the size, which is that. So temperatures are completely fine, and you have 2 front fans giving you intake to the PC through a mesh panel, and then you have 1 exhaust as well. Temps are completely fine, and you also get a pretty nice Asus RTX 5060 dual graphics card in that as well, and those temps are completely fine. Roughly speaking, that you shouldn't see anything above 65 degrees on that system under load. We always make sure that all the systems that we do sell, they all pass all the stress tests. They're going nowhere near the thermal thresholds, and so yeah, we do put quite a lot of effort into making sure our systems are built correctly and spec'd correctly out the box as well, compared to other pre-built companies, that is, as well, because a lot of people just stick on the cheapest cooler, the cheapest motherboard, the cheapest everything, and you know, it's your problem to deal with it because you don't know anything about computers. But we don't do that. Stream bugged for me. I asked if you guys do Klarna payment method. Is that possible? Yes, we do both Klarna and ShopPay at checkout, and that includes paying 3 is completely free of interest. So I got a 5070 12GB. What CPU would you match? Well, we use a 9600X, a Ryzen 5 9600X in our system, and that seems to be a pretty perfect pairing. You can also go with a Ryzen 7 if you're playing more esports games, if you want a little bit higher FPS and lower settings. But realistically speaking, it's a 1440p graphics card, which means you'll be playing probably 1440p high settings on that. And the difference between the 9600X and 9700X, there's not too much of a difference there in terms of performance on the highest settings. So yeah. Hello, S.LZZ. How are you? How are you? Welcome to the stream. And the motherboard and power supply and RAM, it depends. We use Thermalright power supplies for the time being. They seem to be really good value. We'll go for something at least 650, if not 750 watt from a reliable brand, 80 plus gold rated. In our system, we use a Thermalright, I believe it's called TRKG or TR-KG 750, and they're fully modulated 80 plus gold certified. They're pretty affordable as well, and they're pretty decent quality. You'll be using them for a little while now, and they all seem to be pretty good. Can you sometimes ship PCs out of the UK? Not for the time being, because I mentioned in the stream a little bit earlier, shipping costs are massive for a PC because they're big and heavy. So you're going to pay probably over £100 for shipping itself, depending where you are in the country, well, where you are in the world as well. It might be more, but you also have import taxes and and VAT for your country as well to pay on top of that. So it's not really a viable option. So for the time being, I wouldn't get your hopes up. I'm just screwing in these top screws here. I know you can't see, but yeah. Right. Make sure the top one goes in. A little bit tight with that cooler in there. Sorry, Ibra, I kind of ignored your motherboard and RAM question as well. RAM, I would go for 32 gigs of DDR5, probably 6,000 megahertz. That seems to be a sweet spot if you can afford it, because obviously RAM prices for the time being are pretty terrible. But if you can afford it, I'll go for 32 gigabytes. 16 will probably get you by for the time being. And the motherboard, any B650, B850 option from a decent, reliable brand. We use Asus motherboards because we seem to get good support from them as well. If anything ever goes wrong, they'll probably replace it a little bit quicker and give you a little bit more of a hand. And then just pick which one that you like the look of the best as well. Thank you for sharing the live, and thank you for all the likes as well, guys. Welcome to the stream. This is our Storm system that we are currently building. It's on sale for £829 currently, which before the rebrand, when we were still Electro PC, this used to be £900. So you're getting a pretty good deal on this. I am Asus guy, by the way. Just obsessed with the design. Yes, they do pretty much everything right, in our opinion. You do pay a premium for their brand, but overall, we think they're worth it. They give you better support. They give you better overall, like, just quality, in my opinion. Right. So now for the cable management. This is a terrible part. I hate doing this, but it has to be done on every PC. You get the big spaghetti hub, as I like to call it. So what I like to do, first of all, is unplug all the unnecessary connections, because the less of them you have, the easier they are to manage from the beginning. So we'll unplug these ones from the hub. On the Storm, it shows only RAM, RTX, CPU, how do you see other components? Just underneath the pictures, there's a specifications drop down. If you press that, you see all the components listed. But we are currently building the Storm PC here as well, so you'll be able to see exactly what you're getting. You're getting Asus A520M plus Wi-Fi motherboards. You have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in. A Ryzen 5 5600X CPU, a Thermalright X120 RGB tower cooler, 16 gigs of RAM, 3200 megahertz, and 1TB NVMe SSD, and the RTX 5060 8GB, and you get a 650 watt 80 plus bronze rated power supply from Thermalright as well. That we'll be putting in a little bit later on in the stream. I didn't expect so many comments today, actually. I didn't know what I expected, to be fair. We don't have that big of like a TikTok channel or anything like that, or YouTube that is, so thank you guys for commenting. It keeps me busy. And thank you for liking the videos and everything as well. Thank you everyone for your support. Right, let's plug the ARGB in first. Probably go upside down. I'm going to unplug all these because it probably makes the most sense. They're all tangled up at this point. Right, so these are for the back fan. These ones are for the top fan. Well, the CPU cooler, and then these ones are from the two front fans. So let's get some zip ties and secure those down. Oh. Hello. Not really sure what happened there. Are we back? Are we back? Hello, hello. For some reason, my cameras go off after a little while. I don't know. I think they just think they're inactive, but they all plugged in and they're obviously streaming. So something I'll need to sort out for the next live. But we are back. Just let me know if that happens again. Sorry about that, guys. I'm an amateur when it comes to streaming. I'm a PC expert, and I know PC components and that sort of stuff, but when it comes to setting up streams, for some reason, I'm not very good at it. Right. So ARGB, so this is the one from the top from the CPU cooler. Make sure that's all plugged in correctly. There we go. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. Currently we're building our Storm system with the RTX 5060. Answering your questions and that sort of stuff as well. So let's just get everything plugged in. I remember a year ago when I bought an Electro Boost and it was £495 for an RX 6600 and a Ryzen 5 5500. Yeah, that was for one refurbished, so we were able to offer a little bit better price on that. And for two, the prices back then were a lot better for RAM and storage and actually GPUs as well. So yeah, that's changed a little bit. But yeah, you got a good deal on that. And hopefully it's been lasting you pretty well. Hopefully you've been enjoying it. Just plug this into the top. Motherboard size and power supply. For this one, it's a micro ATX motherboard and a Thermalright TB650 watt power supply. It's 650 watt 80 plus bronze, but if that's relating to your 5070 question, the size of the motherboard doesn't really matter too much, as long as you get a micro ATX board at least, because that has most of the features on for you. And the power supply, 650, 750 watt from a reliable brand with a reliable rating on it. That's pretty much what I'd recommend. Yeah, that was so good. Still does the job. Still till today, not a problem. See, that sounds great. Oh. It's a good job you're enjoying that one. Yeah, we can't offer the deals like that anymore, unfortunately. But we are actually, I think, one of the cheapest in the UK currently with the new systems. So if you are after a new gaming PC, we do pretty good pricing on those for the time being. Let me just thread it through this way. I hate building in cases sometimes when they don't give you enough room. Right, now let's secure that in. Could it run some Light Blender and Unreal Engine work? I'm guessing you're talking about this PC? Yes, it can. You have a 5600X in here, so it's 6 cores and 12 threads, 16 gigs of RAM. You're basically getting a pretty powerful, like, normal computer with a graphics card, so it shouldn't be a problem there. If you do want something a little bit more higher end, we probably recommend going with the Blast system. That one has a Ryzen 7 in it instead, so you'll be better off for more CPU heavy workloads, what you'll be doing with Blender and that sort of stuff as well. So probably the Blast system would be better suited for it, but you can use this one as well. Right, that's roughly secured down. Just double check all these cables are in correctly. Right, we'll leave them there for the time being. Can you explain what you mean by refurbished English is my fifth language? Refurbished basically means we used to sell second-hand gaming computers, but we cleaned them all up, took apart the graphics card, replaced the thermal paste and that sort of stuff in it, and basically made them run like new out of the box, but they were using second-hand components for the most part, and then we applied a 1-year warranty on them. We don't do that anymore, unfortunately, because it doesn't make too much sense for our company to do it anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, 5 languages, it's quite impressive, actually. Which languages do you speak, Ibra? Just make sure everything's still working correctly. Right, let's snip off this zip tie. I'll just double check my cameras aren't going to go off again because we don't want that to happen, do we? Give me a second. There we go. Hello everyone, hello everyone. Well, welcome to the stream. Thank you for all the likes, thank you for all the comments. Just building PCs. This one's our RTX 5060 system. It's actually our Storm system that is currently on sale for £829. You get a Ryzen 5 5600X with this system, 16 gigs of RAM, a 1TB NVMe SSD, and RTX 5060, and you also get a 120mm tower cooler with it. So all the temperatures on noise levels are all nice and quiet and all nice and cool. Right, we're getting somewhere now. Front panel connectors. So USB 3 is this one. Let's plug that into the top hole. And then just double check what all these are. So you have your front panel, power LED, HDD LED, power switch, and reset switch. These are all going in here. What we're going to do is we're going to leave the reset switch out so you control. We're going to plug it into the control box for the RGB the RGB hub. You can use the button on the front of the case to cycle through all the colors, and then also switch to software mode with the Asus Aura or Signal RGB or whatever you use to control the lights. And then you have front panel audio and the USB 2.0. And let's just make sure this is all plugged in before we continue. So reset switch, just make sure that's plugged into there. Right, time to flip to the front. USB 3. And then you have your USB 2. And to do HD audio. I've tangled the cables a little bit. Make sure it's lined up correctly. Is that in? Yeah, right, push down. I'm gonna have to flip the case up this way just to install these little front panel connectors, because these are the littlest things in a PC and we don't want to get it wrong, do we? One useful tip, I don't know if you can see on there. I like to bundle HDD LED and the power LEDs together in like a square cube thing, just to plug them all in at one go. Just makes it a little bit easier and faster. and then you plug in your power switch just right next to them. There we go. And then we can just pull the excess cables through to the back to get them out the front of the PC so it all looks nice and tidy. There you go. And then we want to just make sure everything's pulled nice and tight so nothing's sticking out and nothing's going to get caught in any graphics card fans or anything like that. Another zip tie. I do speak Portuguese as my first language, French second, Cryo third, Manica fourth. I don't really know where that's from. Sorry about that. But sounds impressive. And then English as your fifth. Do you prefer Linux or Windows? Windows. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never used Linux before. I've never found a need for it. It just doesn't suit my workflow. Doesn't suit my needs. And Windows has basically all app compatibility that I need, so I use Windows. Never tried anything else. I think I might have tried Ubuntu once when I was, like a teenager in school or something like that, but I can't remember much of it. So Windows for me. Hello everyone, welcome to the TikTok stream. Welcome to the, well, I'm not going to mention the other one because apparently I'll get banned again. But yeah, welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll answer them as best as I can. We are currently building our Storm system, which is currently on sale for £829. And yeah, we did just change our name today, so things are going on, things are changing. But yeah, thank you for all the support, guys. I'm probably going to be doing some daily live streams Monday to Friday as best as I can. But yeah, it just depends how busy we get and that sort of stuff. But I do plan on doing them, roughly speaking, every day, Monday to Friday. So these are all nice secure. Just make sure these are all pushed through. Now, bro, Linux way better. Entitled to your own opinion there. I'll be completely honest, I have never ever felt the need to go away from Windows. It's not as problematic as people say it is. So I believe you, it's probably better for you, for your use case. I don't know what you do. If you tell me what you do, it might make a little bit more sense. But for general use, I don't see why I would even need to try it, to be honest with you. But I'm free to, I have an open mind. So let me know why that is. Just get a drink quickly. So yeah, right. One more thing actually. Got the fan control and the RGB control as well to plug in still. Yeah, these twist ties. Sometimes they twist in both ways, which doesn't make much sense. Right. Yeah. Fan, well, the fan cable into the top, because that's where our fan header is. We actually use the CPU optional one for this, I believe. But it doesn't make too much of a difference. They're there, and they both do the same thing. So, yeah. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Currently building our RTX 5060 system, which is our Obsidian Storm system for currently on sale. That is for £829, a really good deal. The cheapest in the UK, in fact. So yeah, you get a 3-year warranty with us, free express shipping anywhere in the UK. And yeah, you can see all the parts that are currently going into it today. Untangle this. But yeah, Ibra, let me know why you think Linux is better and what do you use it for? What's like the big difference that you would say? Right, I'm gonna have to do this on my own. Sorry, guys. Yeah. It's a little bit tight up here. I do apologise. How can you afford to be the cheapest in the UK? Well, anyone can afford to be the cheapest in the UK as long as they know what they're doing. I don't really know. We just put our prices as low as they can go and hoping to sell a few more systems than usual. But yeah, we still make profit per system, just not as much as you would probably think, or what other people would do from their company. But it is doable. We still make money per computer. Although if you use a discount code, probably not. And speaking of discount codes, because you're in the stream, if you use the code STREAM22, you get £22 off your total order until the stream ends, which is going to be around 9 or 10 p.m. today. So if you're after a game PC, if you use the code STREAM22, you will get £22 off your PC, which is going to make a good deal even better. So those two connectors are in, the ARGB connector and the fan connector. And I'm just going to make sure to tighten these cables down so they're all nice and tidied up, basically. I think I'm going to order one right now. Well, I love cats too, 51. Which system are you going for? That's great to hear. Thank you very much. We do have some useful benchmarks now on all the product pages, so you can definitely see which games, well, if you are interested in the games that we do benchmark, you can see the rough performance before you buy it. Well, I am an upcoming machine learning student, and I find way better using Linux than Windows in terms of doing some AI works. Fair enough. Sounds quite technical to me. And to be fair, I try to study like computer science in school and that sort of stuff. Coding just doesn't hit with me. I can't anything to do with coding. The best I'd done was my website, which I've been using Shopify to do. A little bit of custom coding there, but obviously with some help of tutorials and that sort of stuff. But yeah, like actual software engineering, you have to be a little bit clever to do that. And obviously, because you know 5 languages, you probably are. I know 2, fun fact. I'm Polish. And Polish is my first language, but I've been living here in England pretty much all my life. And so it's kind of become both my first language, I guess. I only know 2, and I definitely can't learn a 3rd one because I'm not smart enough. Right, I know how to build gaming computers, and that's about it. Right, for the power supply, guys, oh, that's the wrong way around. We're using a Thermalright TB650, 650 watt, 80 plus bronze rated power supply. It's not fully modular, but you don't need it to be fully modular. It's a budget build. It's a budget build, and it's an over spec anyway, so you have a little bit of room to grow on this as well. You'll probably upgrade to something like a 6060 or something, or 6060 Ti whenever those come out in a year or 2 or 3, or however long we need to wait for them. So yeah, good power supply. We've had quite good success with Thermalright recently, and yeah, they're pretty good value as well. I'm going to clean up a little bit to just move things out of the way. Let me just double check my cameras won't go off again, guys. I'll sort it out for the next stream, definitely, but I have to keep on top of this for the time being because I think I know what's happening. They think for some reason they're not being used, but they definitely are. The Storm. I was gonna go to the Blast, but I don't think I'll need the better CPU. Fair enough. They're pretty much the same system, other than you also get a B550 motherboard with the Blast system, which gives you PCIe Gen 3. But you also do get that, obviously, the Ryzen 7 5700X CPU as well. But because the Storm system is currently on sale, they're both really good value. So yeah. I don't think you can go wrong whichever one you go for. And obviously, there's benchmarks in the product page now. So if you have a look on there, you can see the rough performance before you buy your system. Whether you're playing like Fortnite, Arc Raiders, Cyberpunk, and that sort of stuff as well, that's all there for you. Poland people are the best. Well, thank you. I'll tell everyone that I know. Hello everyone, welcome to Twitter, welcome to the TikTok chat, and welcome to the other chat, because I can't say it because I'll get banned apparently. But yeah, welcome everyone, welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. We're currently building our Storm system, which is the one you see here. And we're going to install the power supply now. That's the power cable. Right, put this on the side. You have your power supply screws. Let me just make sure the chat's working over here because I haven't seen TikTok move for a very, very while. Oh, S.LZZ, thank you for the heart. I don't know when you sent that. I kind of didn't have that on screen. I do apologise for that, not thanking you for that earlier. But yeah, definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the heart. You know what, I'm going to move this over here as well, just so I can see both, maybe. Bear with me, guys. I'm just going through the chats just to make sure everything's missed anything. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in and I'll have a look at what's going on. I'll try and answer them as best as possible. If you find an inactive, press any button. Ooh. I'll go to sort that out. I'm definitely going to fix this for next stream, guys. Really do apologise for that. Right. Thank you for joining the stream, everyone. Thank you for joining the stream. Let me know if you're enjoying it. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to leave a follow. Make sure to leave a comment. And yeah, we'll try and address everything as best as possible. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Right, power supply time. Just give me a second. I'm just going to double check that the TikTok is actually working, because I seem to have a little bit of an issue with that at the time being, like I did before as well. Let me just sort this out. I'm not even sure if TikTok is live at the moment, which is a bit of a concerning thing, isn't it? Okay, yes, it's working. That's great. Right, no problem. Oh, we've got 5,700 likes on the TikTok stream. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. Thank you very much. Right, power supply time. Let's install this. So this is the Thermalright, I forgot all the names, TB650S 80 plus bronze rated power supply that we're installing into this Storm system. It's an 80 plus rated system, 80 plus rated power supply, and it comes well with all the fixed cables. Let me just make sure that this goes in. Got a little bit of a overlap here on the cables. Right, there we go. This is the, by the way, this is the power cable for the RGB controller. We'll be plugging that in a little bit later on. What PC are you building? We are building the Storm system on our website. It has a Ryzen 5 5600X, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, and RTX 5060. And it's currently on sale for $829 on our website. You can also use the code STREAM22 today until the end of the live stream, which will be ending about 9 PM to get £22 off your order. And that again is STREAM22. I completely missed the screw there. Right. It is. Oh yeah, you mean it's working? No, thank you very much. I don't know why this keeps popping up on the screen. I'm definitely going to sort that out for the next stream. Really do apologise with the viewfinder thing that you're seeing on the screen. Well, yeah, thank you everyone for liking the stream. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what PC you have, perhaps. How's business? Well, we've just rebranded at 6 p.m. today, and I haven't checked the orders yet, so I don't know how it's going currently. But it was definitely pretty good before, so hopefully even better soon. We are quite a small business, but we've been growing quite steadily over the past few years. Oh no! I need to create a TikTok is now trying to close my stream because apparently I'm inactive. I need to do a verification thing. 1 second, guys. It's a good job I've seen that pop up. Right, that should be done. I had to drag a puzzle on the screen. No idea why. Right, let me just make sure you can actually see what's going on. I'm just zip tying the cables at the bottom here. Boom, boom, boom. Right, this is the 8-pin cable for our CPU. I think the music has stopped, hasn't it? Let me just go save it. Give me a second, guys. Don't know why it stopped. There we go. It's back on. Hence, you can't ship to other side for now. Which platform you trusted? You recommend to buy PC parts? Well, we are from the UK, so if you're from the UK, the answer would be places like Scan, Overclockers, CCL, smaller businesses like myself. that would be a pretty good place to buy. We don't sell components though. We do local services, but we don't sell individual components. Other than that, I don't really know your country situation. So if you let me know where you're from, I might know off the top of my head, but probably most likely not. And you're probably better off a little bit asking someone in your country, perhaps. They'll know a little bit. They'll know a little bit more about your country, obviously, than I would. Yeah. I don't know if I'm stupid or if I'm. There we go. I wasn't looking. That's why I couldn't get the power cable plugged in. Right. So. Right. There we go. Make sure that's all placed nicely in there. I'm going to do my old tactic of grabbing the end of the zip tie with the zip tie cutters. Thank you everyone for tuning into the stream. Let me know what PC specs you have or if you have any questions. I'll be able to help out. Make sure to leave a like and follow as well. Helps me out a little bit. And obviously because we are the cheapest company currently in the UK selling gaming PCs, the more recognition we get, the longer we can keep these deals on for, because yeah, the more systems we sell, the better it is for everyone. And the more competition you have in the space, the better overall the prices are going to be. Online, Scan does international shipping. So, well, as far as I'm aware, anyway. So, scan.co.uk is a pretty good website that I'm familiar with in the UK. They'll probably ship internationally for you. Other than that, probably Amazon. Amazon seems to be a pretty good place. You can go AliExpress if you're going for a little bit of cheaper end stuff, but if I remember correctly, you're going with 5070 build, so I probably wouldn't recommend anything from AliExpress. Right, we are almost finishing up here. So 24-pin cable is plugged in, and the SATA cables are now bundled together. I'm just going to tie down the 24-pin. Oops, I've rested on the cable. There we go. Yeah, guys, we're also doing another PC build straight after this one. This one's our Storm PC build with the Ryzen 5 5600X, 16 gigs of RAM, 1TB NVMe SSD, and the RTX 5060. This one's currently on sale for £829, our Storm system, like I mentioned. And then next up, we have the Heat system that we're going to build with the Ryzen 5 5500, 16 gigs of RAM, 500GB NVMe SSD, and the RX 7600 8GB. What about monitors? Last time I checked, Amazon has a good price in the UK. I'm not sure about your country, but Amazon seems to be very, very competitive with monitors. They also sell quite a few other brands that are a little bit lesser known, but they have good quality ones. And obviously they have a good returns policy, don't they? So probably monitors. I would probably recommend for a monitor, if you can go into a shop and have a look at it, because ultimately you're going to be looking at it the whole day whenever you're on the PC. You're probably best off going to a shop and having a look at it. But if you can't, Amazon has pretty good returns and everything, so you should probably check out Amazon for monitors. And that way, if you do order one that you aren't particularly happy with, you can always return it and that sort of stuff. Right, all the cables are in. We just need to get our graphics card. Give me a second, guys. For some reason, I forgot to get our graphics card. It's on my other desk over here. Eesh. I definitely didn't forget where I put the RTX 5060, so I just pulled out a different system. Definitely not. But yeah, this is the RTX 5060. I do have the box for it, actually. It is a Asus Dual card, which is 8 gigs of VRAM. It also has an OC, well, a little bit overclocked as well. Not that it makes too much of a difference. But if you get this one, you get an overclocked graphics card, the Asus Dual, and yeah, everything's all brand new, 3-year warranty. So let me just double check that the correct screws are here. You probably want to look at this a little bit down, don't you? There you go. Hopefully you can see everything. Make sure the clip's undone, make sure the cable's out the way, and let's just push this down. You can probably see the back of my head here. There we go. Get the screwdriver. Yeah, true, because in China here everything seems fake. Yeah. Recently, actually, I saw a video that deBauer posted. I think he does, I don't know if you know who deBauer is, but he does, well, he's part of Thermal Grizzly or owns it or something like that. They were developing something to do with liquid cooling, and they got scammed through someone through China because they ordered loads of copper plates, I believe, and that weren't copper, something along those lines. So, yeah, probably are a couple fakes out there, so I'll probably recommend going from a trusted brand. I'm not sure, obviously, on the Chinese market where you are yourself, but a lot of the stuff that we find on AliExpress is actually pretty good quality, but a lot of it also is fake or scams, or you get a picture of it or something like that. Right, and then we just plug in the graphics card. And that is pretty much this build finished. So, this is the Storm PC all fully finished. I do have a power cable here. Let's just make sure it actually boots up. Not that I have a monitor to test, but I'm sure it'll work. Right, all the LEDs are on, and make sure you can actually see properly. Boom. Oh no. Oh, I know what I forgot. You know this cable I was talking about earlier, the one with the SATA power? I didn't plug it in, so the RGB is not coming on, and neither are the fans. The CPU fan's on though, because that's actually plugged into the motherboard. We'll give it a second just to do its memory train, and then we'll turn it off and then plug the SATA power cable back in. Well, yeah, I build systems every single day and I still always make mistakes. Thank you everyone for tuning into the live stream. This is our Storm PC that I've just forgot to build something on. Forgot to plug in a power cable for the RGB. Is it finished? Sounds like it is. Right, let's unplug this and quickly plug that SATA power cable in. Make sure the power's drained by holding the power button down with the cable unplugged. Otherwise you can't see that anyway. Right, there we go. And flip it back over. There we go. Let me know if the quality of the stream is good as well, guys. I don't know if the lighting's correct on that. The monitors that I have, basically I can't see properly because there's light on top of them. So yeah, do let me know if everything's bright enough, if you can see everything correctly. Yeah, SATA power cable. I have to do it this way because I can't see. Right, that's all plugged in. There we go. So that's now plugged into there. So everything should be working fine, hopefully. Okay, thanks. I enjoy your energy. Got to go now. See you in the next stream. Thank you very much for tuning in, Ibra, and see you, yeah, probably tomorrow that we can do our next stream. So yeah, you're welcome to come by tomorrow, and yeah, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for all your comments and that sort of stuff. Hope you have a nice day or a nice evening, or whatever you're doing. I don't know what time of day it is for you, but yeah, hopefully you have the nice rest of your day. Thank you very much. Right, we're going to turn this PC on. There we go. How the lights actually work. So yep, this is the Storm system that we have on sale currently for £829. Just finished building it. It has a Ryzen 5 5600X CPU and 16GB of RAM and 1TB NVMe SSD and the RTX 5060 graphics card. This one's on sale for £829 currently, and if I'm not mistaken, you can get that down to £807 if you use the code for today's stream, which is Stream22 for April 22nd, which is our launch day today. If you use the code Stream22, you can get £22 off this PC or any PC on our website until the live stream ends, which is going to be around 9 or 10 p.m. today. So yeah, good deals are getting even better. Well, yeah, this is the Storm PC. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to hold down the RGB cable to get the actual motherboard RGB software on there, and so it's a little bit smoother now. And this is how it looks. And clearly it's all working. We'll test it out after the stream, off camera obviously. I'm not set up for getting all the, well, I'm not currently set up to show you everything working and all the benchmarks and stuff. We do still have another system to build, which is going to be our RX 7600 system, which is the heat system for 649. So I'm going to switch this PC off, and that's how it looks. What time are we on? 8 o'clock, fair enough. We still have about an hour to go. Hopefully the second PC that we do is going to be a little bit quicker as well. But yeah, this is the PC. It's £829 on sale with 3-year warranty. And yeah, we rebranded today to Obsidian PC. We used to be called Electro PC. We do have a YouTube video that's gone live at 6 p.m. today that addresses some of the reasons why, and also who we are and what our goals are. So yeah, thank you very much, and let's build the next system. Let me just get this out the way. Right. This is going to be the next system over here. Going to be quite similar, but through AMD rather than NVIDIA. We're going to be using this RX 7600 for this system, and this one matches roughly the 50-50 in performance, but comes in at a better price, at least for us. And so yeah, you get a better PC overall for a cheaper price with the RX 7600 over a 50-50 system. So, first things first, 16 gigs of RAM, stock cooler on this one because we're going with a budget build. So we are meeting the price point of £649 altogether with shipping. And we are also using the Ryzen 5 5500 CPU, which is this one here. I'm going to leave it in the tray for the time being because we're not installing it yet. Just keeps it a little bit safe. And a 500GB SSD, which we're going to be slotting into this motherboard soon. Will you be streaming every day, Ibra asks. Possibly Monday to Friday every day. I'm going to try and do my best to keep on top of that, but it depends how busy we are. I'm still mainly the only one working in our company, so it just depends on how busy we are. But I'm going to try and aim for every weekday, so Monday to Friday, roughly around 6 p.m. UK time, 6:30. What was that? I just got a TikTok notification saying go live, even though I thought I was already live. Guys, can you confirm if we are live or not on TikTok? Just type a message in the chat, just say yes or one or something like that. I just got a message saying that that we're not live for some reason. I'll double check on my phone actually. I'm going to grab a drink while I do that. No, we are live. Why does it say that we're not live? Oh well, it's definitely working. But yeah, 5.7 thousand likes. Thank you everyone for liking. There are, well, yeah. Thank you everyone for liking. Thank you for typing yes there, Chloe. Thank you very much. Yeah, right. It's time to build the next system, our RX 7600 system. I'm going to be using the Asus TUF A520M plus Wi-Fi motherboard again, basically because we get good value on it, and we can offer built-in Wi-Fi and stuff like that, which a lot of companies do not, unfortunately. We never used to include it as standard, but now we do. It was a £30 option to have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi installed on your computer. Now we get it for free, well, for a cheaper price actually. So, good deals, good deals. There we go. Right, so let's install the CPU, which we are going to be using the Ryzen 5 5500, which is a great budget CPU. It's an entry-level CPU, 6 cores, 12 threads, perfect for 1080p gaming. There we go. And then we're going to install our cooler. Just 2 seconds, guys. We need to take these brackets off. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. If you have any questions, we'll be able to answer them for you. Oops. Yeah, so this one is the heat system that we are going to sell. Well, we are selling currently for £649. And it uses a Ryzen 5 5500, 16 gigs of RAM, 500GB NVMe SSD, and the RX 7600 graphics card. What am I looking for? I am looking for Blue Roll. Make sure this is all fully cleaned off. You probably don't need to use this if you are building your own system, by the way, but we get these CPUs in trays. So sometimes it's a little bit necessary because basically the people handling them touch them and you get fingerprints all over them and that sort of stuff. Right, CPU cooler time. I'm going to just wipe the bottom of this as well, just in case. There we go. And let's get some thermal paste. So, I'm not sure who's watching in the live stream, but earlier in the video, or earlier in the live stream, I mentioned that the Thermalright cooler installs by tightening two brackets on the left and right side. So we put a line straight down the middle. But because the standard AMD cooler mounts from the top to the bottom, we put a line across. At least that's how I like to do it. You don't need to follow that advice. But yeah, this is how I like to do it because it seems to give the best results overall for me. Let's align this properly. There we go. And tighten it down. Get in. There we go. So, you guys, if you have any questions, feel free to comment them in our live stream and we'll be able to answer any questions that you have. Hi there, what do you have for around the £700 mark for our son? Well, actually we are building this system currently, which is £649. It's the best system that we have for under £700. It has we're currently building it. It has a Ryzen 5 5500, 16 gigs of RAM, a 500 gigabyte NVMe SSD, and an RX 7600 graphics card. It's going to offer very good high settings performance on most games at 1080p. And basically it's going to be one of the best systems in the UK that you can get for under £700. If you do want to maximize your budget though, what you can do is upgrade the storage drive to a 1 terabyte, which costs an extra £60, so that brings you a little bit over £700. But if you use the discount code STREAM22 before the live stream ends, which is going to be about an hour or two, you'll get £22 off your total order, so that will bring the whole order with the upgraded SSD storage drive to under £700 for you. And you'll be able to see what it looks like very shortly as well when we finish the build. Plug the CPU fan connected. Then we get a couple of zip ties. And these are all fully new as well, so they come with a 3-year warranty. You get free express shipping anywhere in the UK as well. There we go. Cheers, and for a slightly better graphics card, are you talking a lot more? Well, to be honest with you, the RX 7600 we get for a really good price compared to something like an RTX 5050 or a 5060. So you are talking about a couple £100 extra, but you are getting really good value for this PC. The next step up really would be a 5060, which we have a Storm PC that we just built for £829. Or you can get an upgraded CPU with that as well for £899. And if you want a much stronger graphics card, we have a 5060 Ti system with a liquid cooler and all that sort of stuff for $999 as well. But yeah, this one will be able to play most games 1080p high settings, no problem. We have some benchmarks as well on the product page now. So if you check out the Heat system, this is what this one's called, the Obsidian Heat on our website. If you just scroll a little bit further down, you have all the performance of the games that we tested. So you have Battlefield 6, Ark Raiders, Fortnite, Cyberpunk, and Rust, along with a couple more esports games like CS2, Dota 2, and League of Legends, and that sort of stuff as well. So that's installed now. Let me just switch out the screwdriver. Going to be installing our 500 gigabyte NVMe SSD drive. So to do this, we undo the M.2 screw, align the notch with the slot on the motherboard, push it in, grab the screw and just secure it until it's finger tight. And then we just secure the RAM sticks. So when you do this, you unclip the top clips. There's some ones on the bottom as well. You align the notch with the motherboard slot on well, with the slot on your motherboard, and you want to go for slots 2 and 4 for dual channel memory. So for this one, it's this way around, and then you push both sides until it clicks, and then you do the same for the next one. There we go. I almost took my glove off and almost bent something, but everything looks fine. But yeah, this one's going to be £649, and you can also get £22 off currently if you buy it during the stream and use the code STREAM22 at checkout. Right, motherboard is fully assembled. It's time to get the case. And for this one, we use the VIDA Lucid case, which has 4 included RGB fans, 3 at the front and 1 exhaust at the back. You also get tempered glass side panel, which they always screw on a little bit too tight straight out the factory. And we undo these screws because we don't want to break the glass. Thank you everyone for tuning into the stream. If you have any questions or, well, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them into the comments and I'll try and answer them as best as possible. Just take the glass off here and just gently rest it inside the case box, just so it doesn't get smashed. You get the manual of this as well, but obviously we don't need it because we are professionals here. We build the systems sort of every day, so we know it inside out. At least you would expect to anyway, wouldn't you? Right, just tidy up a couple of bits of rubbish here. Right, let's undo the screws here. Oh, what I'm going to do is quickly, I'm going to just make sure the cameras don't go off because we have a little bit of an issue for our, oh, they've just gone off. I knew the timing was correct. Don't worry guys, it's coming back on. It's our first stream, so I forgot, I think, to put like a standby on thing on the cameras, and I think they're being inactive because they're not recording, but they are recording just live. So yeah, they'll be sorted out for next stream, don't worry, which will probably be tomorrow at 6:30 again. Hello ZRXO23. Hello, hello. How are you today? How are you today? All right, this case is a little bit nicer to build in, just mainly because you get a bundle of these fans rather than the RGB hub. But that being said, you can't really upgrade the fans on this, unfortunately. But that being said, it does come with a little bit more fans as well. So it has 4 included RGB fans rather than 3 compared to the last build. And it's going to be plenty for our system and our configuration this time around. I'm good. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. Thank you very much. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to give us a comment and we'll be able to help out as best as possible. Thank you guys for tuning in to the live. If you could leave a like on, leave a follow or subscribe to our channel as well, that helps us out with outreach, which also means we'll be able to get potentially more customers, which means more competition within the UK, which means our price will be able to remain low as possible for as long as possible. So yeah, these systems come with a 3-year warranty, free express shipping, and they are the cheapest in the UK currently. And we also don't cheap out any components. You get the full lot of our systems. You also get Wi-Fi and Bluetooth included for free on every single system. So you aren't being you aren't being starved from the basic components with these systems, or the basic features rather. I literally just clicked on this because I was bored and I have nothing to do. Well, hopefully this entertains you for a little bit. Thank you for tuning into the stream. It helps me out a lot, so thank you very much. Do you have a gaming PC? Do you not game, or are you just having a look at what we're doing here? Because we build PCs and we ship them all over the UK and that sort of stuff. Right, now that's in place. Let's put the motherboard into the PC. So, first of all, undo these PCIe brackets at the back. What's the name of this one on your website, and is the option of upgrading the storage on there? Yes, it is. So our website is called obsidianpc.gg, and this is the heat system for £649. If you click at the top, or if you're on a mobile device, it's on the top left, and then you click gaming PCs, and then it's Pro Series. So this one's one of the Pro Series gaming computers, and it's the heat system. It should be £649 on there. And you have the additional storage option just a little bit underneath the pictures on mobile or to the right on desktop. I have a PC, not a gaming PC. It's from 2007. I've been dying for an upgrade. I'm going to build it myself, and I don't want to, But if I don't have time, may buy from you. Well, thank you very much. It's great to hear. We do hope you buy from us, but obviously we do also understand why you would build your own system. It is a little bit cheaper to build your own system. Although a few systems that we are doing, we are actually pricing them under DIY price. So specifically, the Blast system costs you more to build it yourself. The 899 system, that costs you more to build it yourself than it does to buy it from us. It's a bit of promotion that we are running. So if you are interested in one of those, it's actually going to cost you less to buy from us. I'm not very good at speaking, if you can't tell. But I am very good at doing computers or building them. Many thanks. You're welcome. The car salon. You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for asking the questions as well. And hopefully we can help you out with the system. You might even end up with this one, to be fair, if you buy it during this live stream. Right, that's all secure. So those are the standoffs that the motherboard goes onto. And oh, the I/O shield. Where's the I/O shield? Was it in the box? No, it was off to the side. There we go, found it. So install your I/O shields because you don't want to redo this step. Because once your motherboard is in, you're going to have to basically take everything out. Do you put any bloatware on your systems that could harm the performance? Literally nothing. All we install in the computers whenever we ship them out, we install Windows, all the necessary drivers, all the necessary updates. So basically all your graphics drivers, chipset drivers for your motherboard, any audio and that sort of stuff, all those drivers, Windows updates, and then nothing else unless you request the antivirus that you pay a little bit extra for. We sometimes install that for you, but we won't install it unless you physically buy it, that is. And other than that, we just install the RGB software for your motherboard, that is. So on this one, we usually go with Signal RGB just because it's a bit of a unified option. Other than that, there is absolutely no other bloatware that we put on the systems. It's as clean as a Windows install as it gets. You just have all the necessary things that you need, nothing more and nothing less. So, I'm just going to double check that I/O shield isn't mounted correctly. Just straight at the bottom. There we go. So yeah, no bloatware on our systems whatsoever. All the necessary installations, and that's it. And we certainly wouldn't install anything that would harm this PC either in terms of performance or anything like that. So yeah guys, this is our heat system with the Ryzen 5 5500, 16 gigs of RAM, a 500 gigabyte NVMe SSD, and the RX 7600 graphics card. And this one's going up for £649. 3-year warranty, free express shipping, and if you buy during the stream and use the code STREAM22, you get £22 off your order. Feel free to ask any questions as well. We will help you out as best as possible. We do also have benchmarks now on our website, so if you want to check the performance of your PC before you buy, you can always do that on our website now. We have about 10 games currently that we test the performance of, and they're all on there, so it's all nice and helpful, and you just know everything before you actually buy. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is all free and included as standard on the base price. Let me just screw in these top screws. And thank you everyone for tuning in to the live stream, and thank you for leaving a like on the live stream. It helps us out with outreach, and thank you very much. I already put all the screws in. Right, all those are in now, so it's time to flip back to the back of the PC and do all the cables again, the fun part. Right. Let me just separate all these out. It's like a jungle whenever you get a new case and a new PC. Thankfully, we sorted out for you, so there's no issues for you. If you ever want to upgrade anything in the side of the computer as well, we don't penalise you for it for your warranty. So if you buy a PC from us, as long as you put the correct parts in before shipping it back to us for a warranty repair, we have absolutely no issues with that, as long as you also don't damage any components inside. So if you want to do anything at all with your new system, upgrade the graphics card, upgrade the CPU with yourself later down the line, upgrade the storage, we don't penalise you for it whatsoever. Which, compared to other companies, they definitely do. Fun fact, for no reason, I go on Facebook Marketplace hunting, I literally just found an RX 6600 XT for £102. Seems like a good deal, I'll definitely grab that. Just make sure double check that it's fully working when you get there as well. Facebook Marketplace can be full of scammers, so just double check everything's all working before you take it home. I'm not sure which country you're from, but we actually started the business probably about 5 years ago at this point, when I was still a teenager. And I used to buy parts from Facebook Marketplace, and often people would let me into their home and obviously check out the system. Not that I recommend doing that, because obviously there's a bit of a safety risk involved with that. But that's how we did it. Well, that's how I did it initially when I first started building PCs. So yeah, Facebook Marketplace is a great place to find your computer parts, especially during this time as well. Right, let me just plug in these front panel connectors just so we can get those out the way. I know you can't see anything, but trust me, there's not much to see currently. I've lost one cable. There we go. Right. Oh, I've accidentally... is there a bottom IRGB slot? 2 seconds. There is. I didn't do it wrong. I thought I did it. I thought I did it wrong. I thought you have to put this cable up top, but I forgot there's an extra slot at the bottom. There we go. This is the USB 2.0. This is front panel audio. USB 3, and the rest is fan connectors. I'll just make sure you guys can actually see what's going on. So USB 3.0 front panel connector. You have, this is HD audio, which is this bottom left one here. ARGB, you probably can't even see that, can you? And then USB 2.0 for the front. That's the front panel connector sorted for the PC. I mean, it's a good card, so I will consider it for my next build. Yeah, definitely. We had someone in the stream not long ago, specifically on TikTok. They bought our RX 6600 system last year, and they're still using it today, and it seems to be running perfectly fine. So yeah, the RX 6600 is definitely a good card, and with yours being an XT, it will be a little bit faster as well. This one's going into this build is an RX 7600, which is a little bit newer than that one as well. I'm not sure if it's faster than the XT though, but this one's non-XT, but it still comes with 8 gigs of VRAM, so it'll be plenty powerful for 1080p high settings gameplay. Sorry guys, you can't see nothing. There we go. Let me just secure these cables down. By the way, guys, I know there's opening holes here, but you can't see these cables because the motherboard's covering them, so it's completely fine to run them this way. And that's because we actually have a pretty good quality AM4 motherboard in here. It's an Asus TUF Gaming A520M Plus Wi-Fi. So yeah, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in straight from the factory, all for free. We don't charge any extra anymore, which compared to a lot of companies in the UK, they definitely do. So you get added bonus with us with extra value. Let's tie these together. Is RTX 5070 12GB enough for 4K gaming? Also, what CPU is the best with it within a decent price range? Thanks in advance. Well, the 5070 is more tailored for 1440p gaming. It depends which games you are playing. If you're playing the latest AAA games on the highest settings, 4K is probably going to be a little bit of a stretch for a 5070, just because of 12 gigs of VRAM. But that being said, if you're playing a little bit older games, or you don't mind playing at like 4K medium settings, be completely fine for those. And the CPU wise, at 4K, you probably don't need anything more than 9600X, or Ryzen 5 9600X, or Ryzen 7 9700X. Just because the higher the resolution, the higher the settings, the less your CPU is being stressed, more like typically in most games. There are a few outliers that do utilize the CPU a little bit more, the higher the settings. But basically, the higher the FPS, the more your CPU is getting stressed, and the lower the FPS, the less it's getting stressed, because your graphics card's doing more. Bit of advice. So yeah, for 4K you can get away with it, but I'd probably recommend it for 1440p gaming instead. Right, that's all secured. Let me go get the power supply, because the power supply is next to go in. And for this one, we are using a nice budget-friendly VIDA 500 watt 80 plus bronze power supply. We've been using these power supplies for about 2 years now. We've sold probably about 500 systems with these in, and we've had very little failures with these. We used to run 4060s, 5060s on these power supplies, absolutely no problem. So we stand by these, although they are a little bit lesser known brand, they are a very good budget option. So yeah, we definitely do recommend this power supply. It doesn't come with a power cable out the box though, so definitely make sure if you do ever buy this one, you get a separate power cable, which costs a little bit extra, but yeah. If you ever want us to upgrade a power supply or any components inside of any PC that we do sell, just drop us a message and we'll be able to sort that out for you. Did you just give me a lot of serious info? You're the best. Thank you very much. You're welcome. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Acherion? I don't really know. I can't read very well, so I do apologise for that. But you are very welcome for that information. I know a lot about PCs, so yeah, been doing this for quite a few years, pretty much all my life to be fair. So yeah, you're welcome for that. You can always also do a bit of research online. Just look up benchmarks as well if you want. So you type in RTX 5070 4K gameplay for Cyberpunk, for example. You should be able to get that up, and that should give you a bit of like an actual video evidence of what the graphics card can do at 4K or 1440p or whatever resolution you want to play at. Don't believe everything you see on YouTube, but if you cross-reference it with other videos, you should have a rough idea of that as well. Is an RTX 5060 good for the first PC? Absolutely it is. It's definitely better than my first PC. And actually, funny enough, it's better than what I'm currently using right now. I'm using a 3060 12 gig to stream off right now. So it's definitely better than what I currently have. We do obviously have a strong CPU because we do camera and streaming, that sort of stuff, and 32 gigs of RAM. But 5060 will get you through most games at 1080p high settings. If you look on our website, so we just built the Storm system, which has a 5060 in for £829. That one, if you check the description of that, it has 10 games on there that you can check the benchmarks of. We have Cyberpunk, Battlefield 6, Fortnite, Rust, and Ark Raiders. Those are 5 games that we test from the high settings on 1080p. And also, you can double check, there's a couple of esports games on there as well that you can double check. I have a £750 budget is the one that you have. We have a 5050 system in stock for £750. It's actually £749. It's our core system. That one comes with a Ryzen 5 5600, 16 gigs of RAM, 500 gig or 1 terabyte. I can't remember off the top of my head. Just double check the description on that when you go to when you go have a look at it. And an RTX 5050 8GB. And if you use the code STRAIN22, you get £22 off currently until the end of the live stream, which is going to be around 9 or 10 p.m. today. I already have my build planned. It's going to be the 2700X or 3600 B450M board, 16 gigs of RAM, 3200 megahertz, CL16 RAM, 500 gigabyte NVMe, Antec P30 Air 1 fan CPU cooler, and 6600 XT or 6650 XT. Sounds great. It's definitely pretty good, especially for a 1080p game. You're going to get away with medium to high settings on that very, very well. Can I have it? Unfortunately, no, you can't. Not for free. If you pay for it, you can definitely have it, as long as you pay for the PC, but you can't have it for free, unfortunately. What do you reckon is better, buying pre-built or building your own? Overall, building your own will give you better value, but we are currently the cheapest pre-built company in the UK. So if you buy from us, a lot of the systems that you do buy from us are actually cheaper to buy a pre-built from us than it is to build it yourself. So, for example, this system, we are selling it for £649, and it has a Ryzen 5 5500, 16 gigs of RAM, and an RX 7600 8GB. If you were to build it yourself, it will come to around £700, but because you're getting it with us, you're getting it for £649. And it has built-in Wi-Fi, built-in Bluetooth, free express shipping, 3-year warranty, and obviously it's professionally built, all ready to go out the box. Bloatware free, so there's absolutely no bloatware on Windows itself, but you do get all the Windows drivers installed, graphics drivers, updates, and that sort of stuff. So it's all fully ready to go straight out of the box. And it is a little bit cheaper to actually buy this one pre-built. So it depends which company you go for, but overall, we build it yourself was cheaper, but with us, we're actually quite competitive with that. Yo, hello BMX. Is secondhand parts worth it? It depends obviously which price you're paying for them, but yes, we definitely, that's how I started selling PCs originally. Obviously these are all new now, but originally we started with used parts from Facebook Marketplace, and they were all very, very good value. So yeah. Got to build my first PC in a few days and I'm terrified. Don't be scared. Confidence is key in this sort of stuff, and realistically speaking, as long as you take your time, follow some guides online, you'll have a pretty good time. I built my first PC when I was 14, and I'm not the smartest kid as you can tell. So I am 23 now, by the way, but I'm definitely not the smartest, and I built when I was 14. So definitely it is something that someone else can do, and probably you yourself can definitely do it. Just follow some guides online, make sure you do a couple of research, a lot of research, and don't be too scared. I think the most important thing was probably going to be installing the CPU in the motherboard. That's going to be probably the hardest thing to do, or in terms of damaging components, that is anyway. But the rest of the system is actually fairly, it's fairly hard to break a component by like scratching it or something like that. Just take your time with it. Just like obviously don't over tighten screws and that sort of stuff, but they are a lot tougher than you actually expect them to be. Okay, I really appreciate all the answers. Have a great time, and you too. Thank you very much, Toby. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. I'm forgetting that you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm too used to building it myself and just doing it rather than showing you guys what's done. Obviously, when we do the videos, I have to make sure it's on our camera, but like right now, I'm just kind of building. So this is the PCIe cable. Bundle it all together. And thank you for leaving a like, everyone, on the stream, and thank you for all the followers and all the hearts and all the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll be able to answer them as best as possible and help you out with your build, or some questions that you have about ours, or if you just want general advice, always happy to help. Yeah. Currently, we're just bundling all the SATIC power cables together, just because there's no hard drive, well, no physical hard drives in this PC. So most of them are not needed besides just the fan power. So if you bundle them all together, gets them out of the way and keeps everything nice and tidy. I'm going to double check the cameras don't go off as well. For those of you who've been watching for a little bit longer, will know that these cameras go off every about 20 minutes or so. Just making sure that don't go off. definitely be sorted out for next stream though. I think I just left a setting on that makes them turn off after being inactive for a little while. Right. So that's the 6-pin, sorry, 8-pin for the graphics card. And then we have the 8-pin CPU power cable. Can you let me guys know if all the audio is all fine, if you can hear the music, if you can hear my voice perfectly fine? Am I too quiet? Am I too loud? Is the music too loud, too quiet? And how's the visual quality? It's our first stream, so I'm just trying to understand if it looks good on your guys' side. And yeah, let me know how it all is, the quality of the audio, the quality of the actual cameras, the lighting, that sort of stuff. Let me know. What time are we on? 25 to 9. We're going to be finishing this build very, very soon. So if you want to get yourself a PC ordered for a little bit better deal, if you order before the stream ends, so by the time we finish this PC build, if you use the code STREAM22, you'll get £22 off your order. We are currently the cheapest prices. We have the cheapest price in the UK for any gaming PC. And if you find one cheaper, give us a message. We'll be able to price match or even beat it. And if you use the code STREAM22, you get an even better deal as a promotional price that we're currently running for our launch day. We'll make sure to take advantage of that. And you have a pretty good system for a very, very good price. And all the features are in them. We've got built-in Wi-Fi in them. It comes with free express shipping, 3-year warranty, no cheaping out on components. All the power supplies and all that sort of stuff are fully rated for these builds. You have a good quality motherboard, you have good quality support, and obviously a 3-year warranty, so we stand by our products. Let me just make sure everything's all tucked away nicely and neatly. And plug in the SATA power cable. I don't want to miss that again, like I did in the last one. Right. So, as you can see, all the cables are pretty much all managed. I'm just going to secure these 2 cables together, or the bunch of SATA and 24-pin. I just purchased a Stone PC, thank you, and I hope I enjoy it. Of course you will, of course you will. I don't know if you're a long-time viewer or not, but we had that system up for $895 not long ago, only just before our relaunch. So you're getting that system pretty much £70 off, and everyone that it was our most popular system, put it that way, which is why we put it on sale. You're getting really good value with that one, and you will definitely enjoy it. I don't know if you checked the benchmarks in the description, but realistically, you're going to be getting some really good quality 1080p high settings game performance with that PC, and you will definitely enjoy it. Thank you very much for your order. I love Cats 51. Sorry. Thank you very much. So we are coming up to finishing up this build. We have a RX 7600 going into this PC. This is going to be the last step that we have. And this is the graphics card here. We are using an ASUS Dual RX 7600 8GB. Is it an OC? It is an OC. Look at that, guys. We don't cheap out on little components. You get OC with us. But yeah, we really like ASUS products because they offer really good quality. They also look really great, and their support is a lot better than any other motherboard or graphics card company out there, in our opinion. We do like other brands, but we like ASUS the most. And like with all our PCs, 3-year warranty, and you get only branded components. So nothing's going to be, you know, some weird Chinese brands or anything like that. Well, a lot of the companies are Chinese, but you know what I mean. Like no knockoffs or anything like that. You get full branded components, all brand new, as you can see, and all good quality. Let me just get the box out of the way. There we go. Oh, that's upside down, is it? I'm going to put that to the side. I don't know if I can have it in the shot at all. There we go. Just so people know what we put in the system. So, like I mentioned, RX 7600 8GB. Solid 1080p gaming card. It's quite budget friendly. You have It obviously is an AMD card, but you get all the latest features like FSR 4. Yeah, FSR 4. You get FSR 4 on this graphics card. It's the latest generation, so you get all of the bells and whistles. Oh no, you don't. Sorry, 90 series is the latest one. Apologies. Don't roast me. Don't roast me. It's been a long day. It's almost 9 o'clock. Can you give me a list for a good budget PC? This one. We're actually selling this system for $649. So it's one of the cheapest PCs that we sell. This is the second cheapest PC that we sell. $649 for this one. You get a Ryzen 5 5500, 16 gigs of RAM, 500 gigabyte NVMe SSD, and the RX 7600 graphics card. You can check all the benchmarks and stuff that we have in the description of the PC, and that will give you a good rough estimate of the performance of it, and then you know what to expect from the system before you buy it. Right, time to install it. Can you see that, guys? I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can. Let me just straighten that up. Right. RX 7600 going in. Let me just make sure it's all lined properly so I don't break it, and push it into place. Let's secure it with some screws. And so guys, we are coming up to ending the stream very, very shortly. If you use the code STREAM22 while we are still live, you get £22 off any PC on our website. Today only, because it's our launch day today. So if you order a PC now and use the code STREAM22, you get £22 off your order. We are pretty much finishing this PC build, which means we're going to be finishing the live stream very, very soon. So if you're after a PC and you want a really good deal, use the code STREAM22 at checkout. We support all payment methods like all card payments, PayPal, as well as Klarna, Pay in 3, and Shop Pay installments as well, Pay in 3 interest free. Last little bit, we install the bracket. Can you give me, can I have it? Oh, sure, yeah. Marcelo, you can definitely have it as long as you pay for it. Like I said, we are the cheapest in the UK currently. $649 you can get the system for, and you can get it even cheaper if you use the code STREAM22. So, last little bit, we are installing the 8-pin power cable. Boom. Let's just make sure all the cables are neat and tidy and secured with another zip tie. And thank you everyone for tuning into the live stream today. We're going to be booting up the system very, very shortly just so you can see what it looks like, all fully booted. Boom. That's basically everything. You have the SATA power cable for the LEDs, 8-pin power cable, 24-pin motherboard cable, obviously the graphics card cable, and all the front panels connected. So, time to boot up the system. Then we grab the power cable, plug it in, flip the switch, and the moment of truth. Boom. So guys, this is our, you probably hear loads of wind noise there. This is our Obsidian heat system with the Ryzen 5 5500, 16 gigs of RAM, 500 gigabyte NVMe SSD, and the RX 7600 graphics card. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes if you want to place an order. If you use the code STREAM22, you get £22 off your order of any PC on our website. This is the last build that we've built today. It's our, I forgot what I was going to say, Obsidian heat system for $649 with the Ryzen 5 5500, 16 gigs of RAM, and the RX 7600 graphics card. Perfect for 1080p gaming. You get a 3-year warranty with us, free express shipping, and obviously everything's all fully standardized components. No bloatware with Windows or anything like that. All the drivers are installed, all the Windows updates are installed. Everything's all installed for you, but we don't install anything extra that you don't need, so your performance is not going to be hurt by that. And yeah, this is pretty much the PC. I'll give you a couple more minutes if you are checking out currently to make sure you get that code fully enabled. And yeah, if you do want to upgrade anything on our systems, on our PC, on our website, check out obsidianpc.gg. Give us a message if you want to upgrade anything like a power supply, motherboard, CPU, and anything on our pre-built systems, and we'll be able to sort that out for you. But yeah, this is our, I was going to say Electro there. That was a couple hours ago. Obsidian heat system, and yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. You can obviously change the lights on this system as well if you use the button at the top of the PC. Ooh. There we go. Oh, it's coming because it doesn't have Windows installed yet, guys. That's probably why it's not doing it. But basically, once Windows is installed, all the software controls can be changed and stuff with the power button, that sort of stuff. But yeah, this is our Obsidian Heat System 649 for this one. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the live. If you have any questions, your final questions before we turn off the live stream, feel free to let me know and I'll be able to help you out with any questions that you have. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, whatever you do, whichever platform you prefer. We live stream daily. Well, we're going to try live stream daily around 6:30 p.m. UK time until we finish the build or the builds, depending on which ones we do. We did 2 builds today. We built the storm system and we built the heat system. And yeah, let me just check the chats. But yeah, we are also going to be doing some long form YouTube videos as well very shortly. I think we're going to schedule one for Friday. We're going to be doing some long form YouTube videos as well. Basically, you know, helping you out with some advice, PC builds, and yeah, basically all that sort of stuff. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning into the live stream, and thank you for everyone for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out through our chat on our website as well. We'll be able to answer any questions that you have for basically any system that you have in your basket or anything like that. We'll help you out with that. Last chance as well, Stream 22 for £22 off on our website, obsidianpc.gg. We'll give you until, you know what, I'll be nice. You have until 10 p.m. today to use that code to check out Stream 22 to get £22 off your PC. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm going to end the live now, unfortunately. And yeah, if you still have any questions after the live stream, feel free to DM me. Feel free to use the chat on our website and I'll still be around for a little bit. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. All right, that's